This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hello, it's Dr. Fred, and welcome to another short episode of The Healthy Healer. This particular episode is coming on the heels of an interview I had earlier this week with Dr. Heather Brown. What an amazing individual she is. Heather Brown lives in Orange County and is a therapist as well as a couples therapist, and is just an assistant in helping people find joy and compassion and connection and communication for each other as a source of healing. Dr. Brown comes from a life that hasn't always been pleasant and rosy. She's able to fold that in, however, and really get to the opportunity to reframe. She uses reframing very effectively and even gave us an example during this week's interview. The idea is that you can take the exact same data you're having in life at any given moment and turn it around to be something either pleasant or useful or even entertaining or positive just by altering your opinion or your mindset about the data. Certainly, one is available to complain anytime they want. And there are countless reasons to complain in our lives on any given day or moment. But what Heather points out is that it's not the only opportunity or the only option available to us given the data that we have. And even the stuff that looks like it's very miserable can be switched to being a challenge or an acceptable challenge or a gift of some sort to take on, as if what we're doing is molting into our next greater self, like growing into our next level of being so that we can become better people as a function of the challenges that are around us. Heather speaks to many different times where she's been challenged. Her life growing up included being very close to her mother, who had been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. And she says that she shared the journey with her. Sharing the journey with her meant going along with a massive fantasy life, which included leprechauns and four leaf clovers and names for the trees outdoors and hugging trees and special relationships with animals and really fairy parties that Heather was part of with her mother and went along with to realize that there are different realities for different people. Heather now implements and manufactures her life in a similar way, knowing that everyone has a different reality and realizing that in her presence, people get access to whatever reality is there that they want for themselves. The idea being is that you don't have to live a life that you don't want for yourself. And by simply reframing or focusing attention or drawing different inferences from how life is happening, you can get access to a life that is working much better for you than the simple default of it being miserable or crappy or bad or wrong or painful or confusing or sideways. The opportunity is here, as Heather points to, that you can get to your end of your life and be able to answer the question, how was life? With an answer such as, it was amazing. It was beautiful. Thank you for every ounce of it. And Heather seems to have mastered the capacity to actually get herself in that space. Her experience in taking her life in this direction is truly infectious. And in my presence, or in her presence, I was able to get that experience as well, even larger than I normally carry it. Life can be miserable. There's no question about it. And once it is miserable, it doesn't have to rule your life as if it's all miserable. We tend to default and overstate our misery. And Heather gives us a license to come back and through joy and communication and compassion and connection with other humans, we're able to bypass or transform the way that we see life when it's miserable and turn it into something that is actually positive. And instead of being disempowering, being thoroughly empowering. It really was a joy to work with Heather and to discuss with her viewpoint on many different issues. And she has had her share of trauma, which is mostly true with all the people that we interview here on The Healthy Healer. Again, what we're looking for is that in order to become a unique healer, you have to have gone through some very significant life experiences so that you can relate to people who are coming to you seemingly drowning or negatively affected by the experiences that they're having in their life. Heather has had her share and is able to embrace whatever negative experience her clients bring to her and is a good bet to be able to bring happiness, joy, and peace to those people by simply taking on her way of thinking. She has many multiple workshops that she's taught, and I invite you to take those into consideration. She has multiple freebies on her website, including several different PDFs that she's written to help you get through life's hard times. And she is a wonderful healer, clearly, in each and every way that she manages herself. She's been interviewed at big spaces and including ABC multiple times and just finished a TEDx this week that she wants everybody to listen to that I can't wait to actually take a gander at later today. So thank you very much for being listeners to The Healthy Healer. And I hope you enjoy the shorts I do each week on the back end of these wonderful conversations. It really is a pleasure serving you in this capacity, and I'm hoping that you enjoy it as well. And if you do, that you will subscribe to this channel and at least share and comment so that we know where you're coming from. Subscribing is the way that we get to be known in the world and is a way to make this podcast worthwhile and available for many people who could certainly benefit from these conversations. Thank you again for being the Healthy Healer advocate, and it's been an honor to be with you this week. I will see you next week and wish you the very best. Catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.